Probably the most outspoken techno DJ, Dave Clarke, is a regular in the city of Amsterdam. We caught up with the legendary man to find out about his passion for the lifestyle in the Netherlands.
I've always had a thing with Amsterdam. My first foreign gig in Amsterdam was in the very, very, very early 90s, I think 1990 itself. And when I came over here and I saw it for the first time, I was mesmerised by it. The weather here is worse than England. Don't let them tell you that the weather here is the same as England, because it's not, because it's really warm in the south of England. But there is something special about this place, especially in the centre, around the canals. And one of the good things about Dutch society is not status driven, not car driven, not status driven. It's a very equal society in many ways, although you have to realise that if you live in the centre of Amsterdam, it's also a privileged society. But it's not like England, where it's very class driven. And I'm fed up of class society. I'm really fed up of it. And what I get from being in Amsterdam is that it's more relaxing, and I get a better karma from being here. So next year, I really hope to basically move over here full time. Well, the music scene in England, at a dance level, is a bit tired. There's nothing new being presented on radio, in my estimation. There's some good clubs. Fabric in London, amazing club, good sound system, people that know what they're doing technically, which is very rare. The north of England is also very, very good. And then of course you've got Scotland, then of course you've got Belfast, where there's a little bit more edge, where people have been through recession many times, where music is much more important to them. It's a bit more edge. But in the south of England, I don't really pick up that, except for a few small pockets. It's a lot more lightweight. And Holland, there's a lot of good music being made. Not just techno, but a lot of good music. Of course, it's the home of trance, but we won't talk about that. But there's a lot of good music here, and I'm lucky enough to be given the chance to also present radio in the Lowlands. So I have a radio show on a radio station which is nationwide here, 3FM, Studio Brussels, which covers the whole of Belgium, and basically the response to that is very, very good. And so I have a freedom of artistic freedom, and for me, the radio show is not about promotion from me, it's about promotion of the new good music that doesn't get a chance. I've just done a compilation called Back in the Box, which is all about old school house music. They forced me, I was going to say, but they pressurised me with good intention to do this. And after a year of doing it, I wanted to do it, but I just couldn't find the space. After a year of doing it, I did it for them. And I'm really happy with it, because it just reminds me of a mixtape I would have made for my old knackered Citroen back in the 80s. And it has lots of old music from there, which people, if they want to listen to it, can find out where I came from and what inspired me. I've also started doing a label, which is not about my own music. I'm not going to produce any music myself for this label. It's just about providing a platform for talent, which I believe isn't getting the oxygen it needs. I'm not going to make any money from it. Making money from records is like 10 years ago. But I think it's important to keep putting new music out there. So.